this kind of casual racism could not be made possible if Trump hasn't been so successful. Year circus around Trump, they have helped normalize Trump's racism. And they have helped create a condition that normalizes people like DeSantis to say racist things, in the morning and still be able to run for office in the evening. Let's go back for a second. Do you remember when Trump made the comments that on 9/11 he saw, thousands or hundreds of Muslims cheering on a rooftop in New Jersey? If the media was doing its job, they would have stayed on him about that, not for 4 or 5 days, but until he admitted he was lying, until he admitted or apologized. That's what real journalists do. That if candidates are lying or candidates are making racist statements, they actually confront them and don't let it go. Yeah, exhausted. Did he say that? Absolutely. You don't remember during the campaign, Trump said, on 9/11, I saw hundreds, or I don't know if it was hundreds or a couple thousand Arabs cheering on a rooftop from New Jersey. But the media, after 4 or 5 days, they don't have an attention span longer. But Ron DeSantis wouldn't be able to make comments like that and be able to stay in the race if not for the climate being created by President Trump. And I tend to cover more the structural racism keeping black people down, not racist things said. And that's what my coverage in Flint and Detroit and East Chicago and other St. Louis, and I was recently in Chicago. I cover the actions and the government policy that are structurally racist. But this kind of comment from a Republican nominee made towards potentially the first black governor of Florida is beyond the pale. But the media is going to cover it today and let it go tomorrow. Because that's the media we have. That's the media we have. They allow this normalization of hate and racism because it's good for profits, it's good for ratings, it's good for clicks, and then they move back to Russia. But I will say this, you might not be, if you're watching, you might not be from Florida, but that's okay. If you're in Florida, Governor Rick Scott has decimated education. He has cut education by millions, tens of millions of dollars, in order to give the usual tax cuts for his donors, tax cuts for corporations, tax cuts for the oil companies, tax cuts for the fossil frackers, and all that bitch, all that stuff. He has also took a machete to the environment in Florida. Climate change is getting worse because of his deregulation on the environment, his allowing of fracking all over the state of Florida. So Andrew Gillum, if you're a progressive in Florida, but even if you're not a progressive in Florida and you're looking around, Andrew Gillum would be a badly, badly needed change from what Rick Scott has done there. And by the way, Republicans have been in the governor's mansion in Florida for 2 decades now, 20 years. So if you're in Florida, I think Gillum is naturally going to get out the African-American vote. I think he needs to heavily target the college vote. Florida has some of the most universities in the country. You're looking at Florida State, University of Florida, University of Central Florida, University of Tampa, University of Southern Florida. There's a lot of them. A lot. Miami University. He needs to heavily target that. He also needs to heavily bring together a coalition of unions down there. There are a lot of unions in Florida. So he needs to get the union vote, the black vote, the young college vote, and I think he will also be able to pluck some more establishment Democrats to his side, because they're looking at Ron DeSantis. It's really not a choice. Not only is Ron DeSantis disgusting in what he's saying, but it's Trump on steroids. It's Trump on steroids. Now, Trump is fairly popular in Florida, so Gillum is up against that. But what Bernie has done a good job, Gillum needs to borrow from. Point out who these tax cuts have gone to. Point out Trump's environmental decimation and how it hurts Florida. MacArthur Louisiana says, Jordan, he's not going to win. I kindly say, nobody thought he was going to win the primary. Nobody thought he was going to win the primary. So So I disagree. I disagree, MacArthur. We're seeing progressive victories all over the country. All over the country. And he might not win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than a lot of people might think. And he's got people power now. You saw how much money Tim Canova got in 2016 from out of state? Oh, you better believe Andrew Gillum is going to get the progressive dollar from people like you. I don't think Ron DeSantis is particularly a powerful speaker. I don't think Ron DeSantis is special in any regard. He's your card-carrying Trump racist and Reaganite. And that's what I said. So people are writing Northern and Central Florida are racist. Well, Florida did elect Barack Obama. Florida went for Barack Obama. So you could say that, but it's happened in the past. I know Florida voted for him once. I believe they voted for him in 2012 as well. Yeah, no, Obama won Florida twice. So I wouldn't totally eliminate him based on saying Florida's racist. It's happened before. Now, and Obama pretended to be progressive, and he won in Florida. So it is not out of the realm of possibility, folks. It is not out of the realm of possibility. So moving on. I just want to play you Andrew Gillum's response to that heinous comment by Ron DeSantis. Here we go.
It was the monkey this up part. Sir, your response.
Yeah, that part wasn't lost on me. It's very clear that Mr. DeSantis is taking a page directly from the campaign manual of Donald Trump. But I think he's got another thing coming to him. If he thinks that in today's day and age, Florida voters are going to respond to that level of derision and division, they're sick of it. What we're trying to offer in this race is a North Star for where we want to go as a state.
Was that racist or a figment of speech?
Well, in the handbook of Donald Trump, they no longer do whistle calls. They're now using full bullhorns.
And that was a bullhorn?
And what I've got to say about that is that we've got to make sure that we stay focused, I think, on the issues that confront everyday people. I'm not going to get down in the gutter with DeSantis and Trump. There's enough of that going on. I'm going to try and stay high and try to talk about what the North Star and the future is for the state of Florida and the people of this state. And I think that's what people want. They're just so sick of this divisive, derisive politics that have been coming out of Washington and has now infiltrated the politics of this state vis-a-vis Ron DeSantis. He's very clear on day one that he's willing to go down to the gutter. In our opinion, we're going to win this race because we're going to stay high and we're going to remind Floridians of what the true spirit of the American way is. And that's what I'm going to do as governor, help us reach that high mark as a state so that we're a leader again and not a back-of-the-pack state.
You cannot go to a knife fight holding a spoon. There is no answer. There is no other answer, in my opinion. There's no other answer than, yes, this is a racist statement. He should apologize to every African American in Florida and the entire country. And I'd like to hear from Ron DeSantis, what is his plan to lift wages for African Americans here in Florida? What is his plan to protect African Americans and change and get rid of Stand Your Ground, which disproportionately affects and kills African Americans? You know what happened with Trayvon Martin. Call it what it is. Call it what it is. Now, it's his first day. He's coming off a high of winning. So, won't go too hard on Andrew Gillum. And again, was just straight up calling Hillary Clinton what she was, corrupt. Pointing out the specific ways that she changed positions and votes after getting money in. So I think Gillum needs to, yes, have a positive message, run on the issues, but don't let the Ron DeSantis's, which is basically a little turd of Trump, normalize racism. What he did and what he said was racism. It's not normal. It's not okay. And I hope, he said what he said. I hope going forward, he points that out. Because there are people in Florida that do not like racism and would be very turned off by a Republican candidate on less than 24 hours after winning the nomination, dog whistling that loud. That ain't dog whistling. That's barking. That's barking. So, what do I need from you folks? I would like, along with Ty, my cameraman, editor, photojournalist, I would love to get down to Florida and cover this race. If you remember when I was at the Young Turks, I covered Debbie Wasserman Schultz, first Tim Canova down there. There was not any national media really down there covering it. I would love, love, love to get down there and cover this race, which I'm not going to say, like the media is trying to paint it, that this is, the round one of Bernie first Trump. No, this is about Florida. This is about Andrew Gillum and his policies and his message and who he is versus Ron DeSantis. Does Bernie and that ideology play a part? Does Trump and that ideology play a part? Yes. But this is not a country. This is a state. So I'm not going to make this about, it's Bernie versus Trump. And if Gillum wins, that means, the Bernie can beat Trump. I think Bernie will beat Trump because all the polls say he will. He's the most popular politician in the United States of America. And the tide is moving towards progressives. Don't forget, any able-bodied, breathing person, even, frankly, people who aren't able-bodied or barely breathing, could have beat Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton was a unique form of failure. So definitely, I would love to get down there. Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, you got the links down there. PayPal.me/statuscoup or Patreon.com/Jordan Sheridan Reports. Facebook, you got the links in the Facebook headline as well. So definitely help us get down there. And Super Chat is a moving.